Hello to the globe. 2002 represent WHP Live Communication. We did not underestimate our work by any means. We know what we were doing. Lots of people ask us, how were you going to cover the globe? Were you going to fly and videotape the world? Well, to our imagination, flying to cover the world would have been too much work for us to do. So we present this idea by using a map. After we used the map, the answer to covering the globe was very difficult because live was not a part of what we thought that we could have, we could do. But we did what we can with location and direction with the map. We took a still map from a little circular globe that we were using for um, geography and turned that little map into a flat figure map that we adapted from someplace, putting it on the web. But after we put it on the web, it was just a map. It was not a linkable map that goes from different places to different places. But my imagination as a kid looking at a map was always like, how comes we cannot see the things that they were telling us about? So, after thinking about how to create a city and all these kind of crap, it was so difficult for me to do because I was a computer technician at the age, I think, of about 17, 18, or even up to about 19. And changing things to make things visible was a problem. But the visuality was always there. I mean, we have a thing called camera that picks up every living thing, and the computer has its own way of showing and authorizing voice, and you can adapt almost anything on the computer. So thanks to the Lord, I went to school because my mother was like an authority to making me a better person than what I was as a kid. So she made sure that I went to school. After thinking about what I can do, I realized that, being a technician, I have a lot of space and a lot of capability to do a lot of things. I'm also architectural draftsman, engineer. So basically, I came up with the idea to do all of these things, but I still couldn't get to the point where I know what live communication was. One day I was up in my mom's attic and I realized that I wanted to show my friends what my high school looks like so I could take it back to Alaska to show this person that the school in New York is way different from the school in New York. So I put my camera in my car to show him about where I live and a kind of direction to find out to get to the school. But after I did that, I recognized that this situation was much bigger than it really was because I now discover what live communication can actually be. Because as soon as I turn on the camera in the car, I hear the radio station. My girlfriend and I was talking. We were talking to each other. We look on the street. I see the car moving, and all these little things started to come together. I then take it and did not even know how to place it on the computer to show you live communication. But I asked my friends, which is a computer genius, a little, we call him a little punk on the street, and he says he knows everything about computer. So basically, I sat down and asked him to design a city. He designed a city for me using a computer, but it was nothing capable to what I was capable of doing. The way I did what I do on the computer was just to put words. If I wanted to know where Macy's was, or say I wanted to know where the fire department was or the police station was, I needed to put those names, and then I needed to have a location and direction to get there. Now, to transmit from the way I was thinking to the computer was not a difficult part. So basically, how I did this was I named the city that I was talking about, which is I chose one city. And then after I decided to choose one city, I decided to put everything that was inside of that city on the computer by name. So the next day that this little genius showed up, he looked at me and he says, Michael. I said, why? What? He says, you did something so great that I cannot understand that you are the type of person you are, or were. And so he showed me how to link every single thing that I put on paper online. And it was amazing because I still owe a lot to this little youngster. And I really wanted to advance him in a certain way because he helps me to develop something that is so great. I put it together and I made an advertisement. I started to show communication skills because I'm a technician. I could do this. And now, you know, I see myself supporting people who I don't even know. Okay? People that actually invade our idea and steal what we were doing. I mean, we did this because we know that doing a global web is a lot, it's not like a little thing. It's a big thing. And so we give communication skills basically away like a freedom talk to the people so that they can communicate for free. Because we understand that to pay someone to communicate with another person from one location to another location would have been extremely expensive. And to have a kid on the television trying to communicate because this is to advance the knowledge of a young generation to become an older generation and to help them grow in a way so they can understand this technology. We understand that this was going to be extremely expensive if it was undermined and someone else can take it over and start using it. Now, we don't appreciate that Google came up with this idea of starting to give away location, like using our map in idea to start to show people's privacy all over the place. Because you know what? We don't like people who get into this communist idea and starting to exploit people in every single way, even though we gave the right to the government and hope that the government would acknowledge it and keep it as a privacy. They tend to want to go with Google to show people everywhere they are. I know they make it seem like what they were doing is more important than what I was doing. But what I have done with this technology was to show people that you have a right to put your house in this market if you want to. And no one else should do this unless you gave them permission to do this. So basically, in order for me to make money, I understand that you would have to pay me to show your house so that I can make money personally off of this program. I do not understand Facebook because they came up with some kind of page on this network thinking that it was freedom to do so. No. You know what? I have to pay to run my website online. And as a matter of fact, we had a phone company with GCI. GCI was trying to charge me for the amount of people that was linking on this website. And so we have to argue with them and talk to them about this situation. Now they want to use it for free. And we're telling them, you know what, in this conversation here alone, that no, you cannot use this website to do anything. Phone company does not have the right to use this webpage. And also, MapQuest has no idea using our mapping ideas at all. Thank you. Michael Heath, WHP Global Cities, Live Communication. Thank you. We do not own the internet. We own live communication, period.
this guy's like a fucking mental nut, okay? When he has his